fellow diecast fans. Here is the Tomica Porsche 956 race car. Now, this is a special one to me. I got this from a special little toy store when I was a kid that was about 40 minutes away from my home. And I would always, on the weekends, I'd say, hey, could we go to Teddy Bear Toys in Aptos? Could we please do that? And sometimes my parents would say yes, sometimes they'd say no. But whenever I had, a couple extra dollars to spend on a die-cast car, when I get my allowance, save it for a couple of weeks, I'd want to go there. And I really love the pocket cars. Tomica made that series called Pocket Cars. And when I saw this one, I had to have it because I think, as I've said in some of my other videos that you've seen, I really love that Group C IMSA type of race car, and the Porsches are my absolute favorite. This one is really cool because, not a lot of cars came with black wheels back then. Most of the time they came with chrome wheels, so it looks kind of racy and sinister. Has a really cool red, white, red, and blue paint job. And I really like this one because the back comes off, kind of similar to how a real race car would, and you can take that whole back off, and it makes a really good display, with the bonnet off of the back of the car like that. These cars, it's got no springs whatsoever, but hey, it's a race car, right? So we want the suspension to be stiff going around those corners nice and fast. But it is a good roller. It rattles, it makes that kind of metallic rattle sound a little bit when you roll it because it's got that separate piece on the back. But yeah, really nice detail on the paint on these Tomica cars back then. I think that's one thing they really did really well on their tampos on this series of cars for the time when they came out. I thought that was really nice. And just, I don't know, if any of you guys like racing and, race cars and stuff, I just think these, late 80s, mid to late 80s, IMSA, GTP, Group C type race cars like this are just so cool, and they're so fast. And, what's interesting is they look kind of big, but when you're in person, I went to the Monterey Historic Races at Laguna Seca one time and got up next to some of these vintage, the real cars, even the Porsche 917 Golf car and everything. And they're actually a lot smaller than you would think. The way that they're displayed in die-cast, it makes it look like a really big, kind of a bigger car. But, I think some of the newer prototypes are pretty large, but the older ones, they're really smaller than you would expect. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, this is car, while it doesn't have, painted headlights, or anything on the back, it's got a lot of really good detail. I love all the vents. I love the way that the wing is done, and it has an actual pass through on the wing, whereas a lot of I don't know, like this Hot Wheels Solar CX-4 from kind of around the same era has that metal in the middle there because I guess the casting was easier that way. But this one's got the full, really nice wing. It's all one casting on this back piece like that, so really nicely done. Doesn't really have much any flashing around the edges and so forth. So really good quality on the casting on these Tomica cars. And you'll see on some of the other videos I'll be doing with some of the, regular Tomicas even, and, especially the Tomica premiums, they do a really great job on the detail. These are made in Japan, always have been. And they're just really nice. And this is one of my very favorite models. These gotten a little, one of my more valuable ones in my collection, honestly. So if that kind of gives you a gauge of the value of a lot of vehicles in my collection, this is one of the more valuable ones. And I just love how it's still in really good shape too. I don't have the box or I think this actually came in a blister, not a box. You could get them, I think if you were in Japan during the time, they came in boxes, but here they came in a blister. And, I don't have that anymore, but I don't know. I don't care because I really like having this one out and being able to check it out and touch it and stuff. So anyway, yeah, let me know about your what different brands you collect. I think Tomica is one of the coolest ones. But Hot Wheels, Matchbox, I like them all. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.